Edward, a leader in Uganda Professional Science Teachers Union, on the committee which is called Education Committee and the Professional Standards. It is the committee that is responsible for organizing the science projects in exhibition. Right now, we are in Western region. Mbarara SS is the one that is hosting the exhibition for Western Uganda.
My name is Katendo Ramadan. We are here in Mbarara today to witness as our students are showcasing their project innovations, the innovations they have in different projects, which our teachers are doing, which work is being led by our teachers from all over the country. As a union, we are doing this competition in all regions of the country.
My name is Akaraja Trophy from Kashaka Girls Secondary School, and this is Science in Action. So as we moved around our community, we realized that there was a problem of carrying out scientific experiments, most especially in these schools that are financially unstable. So we decided to come up with this improvised project whereby we used locally available materials like boxes, and also this encourages reusing, because you realize that these boxes we used were initially used for another purpose. So we used them to come up with this simple microscope. So this is how a microscope works to solve the observed problem. When this sample is placed on the screen and plug in the switch, light rays from the light source illuminate the object, and then light rays from this object enter the lens. Then they are refracted to the opposite side of the lens. Then these refracted light rays are magnified as they leave the lens, and the viewer presses the eye at a least distance of distinct vision. So this person who has pressed the eye here will be able to see a magnified image that is even larger than the original object.
Science in Action. My name is Abaho Blessing from Kashaka Girls Secondary School, and due to identification of vegetation destruction, it is going to be used in cleaning electronic gadgets, for example computers, where you cannot use a broom to clean a computer, where you cannot use a broom to clean the sofa sets, that is cleaning furniture. It is going to be used in cleaning the carpets. You know, these woolen carpets, it is not easy to use a broom because they will be cracked. And so when you switch it on, like I'm switching it on, inside there is a motor, and that motor will fix the fan. So as the fan rotates, air inside is reduced, and so the atmospheric pressure outside is too much. That will enable the suction of the dirt and the dust.
This is Science in Action. My name is Atire Lynn. She's Atintere Faith Elizabeth. She's Munezer Elizabeth, and this is Kwizera Rachel. So as a team, we have come up with a system which is called the Smart Healthcare Project, and whereby this is to mainly help patients in hospitals to be able to live in a relatively independent environment without having a caretaker to be with them. Our main inspiration for this project is because we've realized that in our society, in hospitals, our caretakers, this could be your friend or even a relative, they are torn apart between having to take care of you at the hospital and going to look for your medical bills, like going to look for money to cover your medical bills. So this system right here ensures that as the patient, you don't need to have a caretaker to be around all the time. And yes, we have 6 components that are ensuring this to take place, and one of them is the doctor alert system, the drip monitoring system, the drug dispenser. Then we also have the doctor alert system and the automatic door.
We are from Mbarara Secondary School presenting a biological project, which is the solar auto incubator and brooder. Dear judges, imagine a farm where every chick hatches with precision, every chick grows with optimal care, and every farmer enjoys increased productivity. The solar auto incubator and brooder does this, hence empowering farmers to development and success in poultry.
there was a gap to people who do not stay at school, those people who do not sleep at school, the scholars, whereby when they go home, the boarders, they keep on learning. So I thought, what can I do to bridge this gap? That's why I come with a platform that allow teachers to be uploading content. It can be courses, learning materials, blogs, so that even the scholars or people who are out of school, they can also learn.
Welcome, this is Science in Action. I am Mbarara Blessing from Mbarara School, and today here I am to present the project called the Comprehensive Waste Management Project. So here we observe the problem of poor waste management in our country, Uganda, and mainly we studied the capital city, which is Kampala. We found out that the waste that is accumulated in the environment does not accumulate, but then it's not transformed to other useful materials. But also we studied that the most recent tragic event of the Kitezi landfill, whereby at least 21 people died, is because there's irresponsibility in managing waste in Uganda. And here we want to demonstrate how these wastes can be transformed into valuable materials. So here we get paper, ordinary paper that we use from books, and then we shred it, cut into small pieces, but mix it in water. Then after that, we treat it with chemicals. We first remove water, but then we later add chemicals such as starch, formalin, and CMC. This is to ensure that the binding properties of the paper increase its strength, but also its applicability. So after that, we can cast the paper into molds. You clearly see that we have a mold here. We have cast paper that has been treated with chemicals. So we put it into this mold, compress it, form it into shape, and later when it dries, it can be used as a softboard. Softboards are used in classes for studies like physics, light experiments.
Science in Action. My name is Nwasema Emily. My teammate Ahira Mary Joy, Bishop Street Girls School, Muyebe Kabale. We have production of a sustainable, eco-friendly pesticide for pest management in farms. Okay, we got this idea from our community where we found farmers looking for money to buy industrial pesticides which are not eco-friendly, and we found that we can make something that can substitute industrial made biopesticides. So now we come with a biopesticide to prevent pests. So this one can promote pest management. We are here to tell you how you can make it, because we have here muscle marigold. This is a herbal product. It is called stinkweed in English. This is red pepper. It is powdered and it contains chili with capsaicin that can help to absorb water in the digestive tract of the insect pest, hence making it dehydrated, and it gets suffocation and dies. Here comes an explanation that says rabbit is urine, when it's applied in the soil, it adds humus, and you know, when pests are applied on the crop, they affect some plants, leading to low yields. So we are bringing this rabbit urine to boost the humus so that you can improve on the yields that were destroyed by the insects.
My name is Chuti Emery, a student of Tiangwa RSS. This is Science in Action. So I have come here to give an overview of how this automatic cane feeder works. This automatic cane feeder operates on a simple automation concept, whereby it uses an electromagnet which attracts the plate connected to the lid of the opener where the feeds are stored. And once it is attracted, it pulls the other lid. Remember, there is a string connected and has passed via the pulleys, which allow feeds to flow into the feeding container. So at this point, when feeds have flown into the feeding container, it gains weight, or its weight increases. And remember, I have tried to balance the weight of the feeding container with the weight of the mass completing the circuit. So at this point, when they have entered there, they have to overcome this mass using the principle of moments. So what has overcome means that now the circuit has broken, and now the outlet will close, stopping the feeds from flowing.
Science in action. My name is Ainemkama Promise and my colleague is Ayes Gasisi. We are from Kashaka Girls Secondary School, and we as new curriculum students, we came up with this project of a concrete mixer. And a concrete mixer is a machine used for mixing concrete. Our main motive is to solve some problems in our society, since some people use manual labor and manual labor is time consuming. So in order to prevent all those, we came up with an idea of making a concrete mixer. And a concrete mixer, it works under a force called centrifugal force, which counterbalances the centripetal force. The dry cells are connected to the DC motor, and when current flows, it will begin to rotate in a circular path. As it rotates, and the concrete will begin to mix up. Thank you.
My name is Kevin Chilia from Maryhill High School, and this is my colleague Kunda Arin from Maryhill High School as well. Welcome to Science in Action. This project is called an automatic garbage sorting dustbin. It sorts biodegradable and non-biodegradable waste. We came up with this project because we saw, like in schools, we have dustbins demarcated biodegradable, non-biodegradable, but still people put biodegradable waste into the non-biodegradable dustbin like that. And we also saw that the manual sorters suffer a lot while sorting rubbish, especially when it's mixed up, and they face health challenges and health issues.
We are going to do a simple demonstration on how our project works. This is our automatic sorting dustbin. When we put rubbish into the dustbin, which is already on, okay, let's say paper, which is biodegradable. Okay, the belt is going to run so that the material, as you can see, the camera is detecting that it is non-biodegradable. That is why it is going to fall on the side of materials that is non-biodegradable. Okay, and if I put this, if I put a leaf which is biodegradable, camera is running, it is going, it is falling on the compartment for biodegradable materials like this. Yes.
We are from Montreal High School, Chitunga, and our project title is Production of an Environmentally Friendly Smoke Absorber. We have found out a problem that there are high carbon-based emissions in the environment due to in many rural and pre-urban areas.
And actually the logic here is that we have activated carbon, which acts as the natural air purifier made from lemon, which is natural citric acid, and then charcoal, working on its high porosity, and actually also due to weak van der Waals forces and can easily attract these carbon particles. Hence the air out doesn't make lime water turn milky, showing that our process or our project is effective.
Science in action. This is Atwinelake with my fellow. So we come from Mbarara Secondary School, Ntungamo district. So we came up with this project of making a wind turbine. So the reason as why we made up this turbine, because we identified that in Uganda, power energy is the most crucial thing that we need, mostly in our day-to-day lives. But then we discovered out that the existing electricity have its associated effects. So we came up with this project of a wind turbine for the generation of electricity, because in most rural areas they cannot access this existing electricity like hydroelectricity and solar energy because of its associated effects. So we came up with this project of making a wind turbine so that it may help in the generation of electricity.
My name is Ajuna Godson from Mbarara Secondary School, presenting you a project work which is an air compressor irrigator. Here it is. It consists of this inlet pump holder. This inlet pump holder, it's the one that is inserted in water source. The water will be flowing into this pipe as it enters into an extensive pipe. As it reaches an extensive pipe, then as you are compressing, you will hear a bubble as bubbles in this extensive pipe, and after you remove this gas inlet pipe. After removing this gas inlet pipe, then you insert this valve. This valve consists of a ring inside that prevents the backflow of water as it moves in. This acts as the inlet, then this acts as the outlet. It will prevent the backflow of water as it goes back the extensive pipe. That's it.
My name is Mbarara Brenda and my counterpart is Kayesu Jawanita Susan. We are here to present to you our homemade fire extinguisher. This fire extinguisher, most especially in rural areas where they cannot access the already existing fire extinguishers, maybe because they are expensive to them or because they lack skills on how to operate the other existing fire extinguishers. And as a result, those people resort into using water to put out that fire, and this may not be the best choice. So that's why we decided to come up with this project, because when they resort to that use of that water to put out fire, there are in most cases, especially those fires that are caused by inflammable dense liquid fuels, when they are added to that when water is added to that fire, the water will sink and those fuels will float on water, which will cause continued burning and it will not put out the fire. When this baking powder is added to this vinegar, there will be a reaction, and as this baking powder contains a carbonate, while this one will act as an acid, whereby when you add them, they will produce carbon dioxide gas, which stops the burning, and this will help to put out the fire.
Science in action. My name is Ahumza Thiara, senior student at Nyachera SS with my colleague Kashawa Crescent. Before you, we've come to demonstrate our project, which is the electric bell. We've made this project for proper time management and alertness of the students. And for the identification of the project, we've noticed that in many schools they usually use these local bells and handbells, and it becomes very tiresome for one to keep shaking the handbell so as to make it produce enough sound. On the other hand, for the local bells, it's very difficult for one to keep hitting the bell so as to produce enough sound to alert a large number of students. So we've decided to make this electric bell, which uses less energy and can help in proper alertness of the students, and and the sound can be produced by pressing this button, and when a dry cell is inserted, and then you place on this switch, it produces sound that can be able to alert a large number of students, making proper alertness of the students and informing them in time.
Thank you very much. Welcome to Science in Action. My name is Mbarara from St. Kagabshen High School, and my colleague is Agara Anthony. So the problem in Seta School that we identified is that agriculture being the backbone of Uganda's economy, the agricultural products have not been put well to use because the utilization of fruits, 40% of fruits rot due to poor ripening mechanisms, and then 80% of industries lack constant supply of raw materials, just because they have to wait for the fruits to ripen. So that is why we came here with our quick fruit ripening machine. This ripening machine can quicken the ripening process of ripening machine by the help of a catalyst called ethylene hormone. Ethylene hormone is the hormone which helps fruits to ripen. So our machine just quickens the production of ethylene, and then the ethylene hormone is transferred to the unripe fruits. We have these bananas that are ripe. Bananas that are ripe have a high ethylene content. So when we hit the bananas, what is going to happen is that the humidity here is going to be containing much ethylene, and then when we press this fan, it is transmitted to this chamber, and then also helping this to also ripen. So in the process, we find that these bananas and also these bananas are ripening at the same time. That means an industry which wanted the raw materials is going to be having many raw materials to use at the same time, because these bananas are going to be ripe and also these ones are also going to be ripe, hence having enough production.
My name is Mbarara Secondary and my colleague Muksai Emmanuel. So for us, we developed a wireless local area network information management and sharing system for schools. And basically, this system is a computer application system that is then to solve the problem of tedious processes of handling work. That is to say, very many individuals usually have lots of workload, like the bursars in schools. They usually have to compute these fees bills of the students. Usually it is tedious. But then the system, we have sections for teachers, whereby teachers can access this system and put marks for students, basically for the classes that they teach. Secondly, we see that actually the bursar can edit the financial records of the students in this system, and everything there is done in that way. Now, the main administrator can do all facts. He's the one that assigns accounts to different people and different things like that.
My name is Ezra Thairwe, the City Education Officer from Mbarara City. Today, we are at Mbarara Secondary for a science exhibition of this region. Really, when you look at the work that has been exhibited by the students, there is a lot of competence. And we call upon all the stakeholders to give us a hand. For example, the parents must support us, the government must also come in. We as education officers or as education managers at the district level, we normally move around to look at the implementation of the lower secondary school curriculum.
I'd like to say that this innovation started as a small idea and we have now advanced. We started by sending out information so that schools would apply, would show interest or would show the presence of projects they had. They applied online and we had a very serious committee who sat down and vetted all the projects. The projects were vetted using a criteria. These projects now is what were categorized according to regions. We have already had Central Region competition where we were able to get 5 good projects to represent Central Region. We have also had Eastern Region last Saturday where we also managed to get 5 projects to represent at the national competition. Today we are here at Western Region to also get at least 5 good projects to represent at the national level.
Mbarara City, like they said, we have a problem of garbage. It is a very big problem. And we've had people coming from outside this country bringing us ways of how they can do what? Manage our garbage. But in here, in this room, I see people, young innovators who can be supported, and they actually address our garbage problem. Don't be surprised that the country is going to spend billions and billions of bringing people from outside the country, from China, from South Africa, to come and manage this garbage. But these people here actually have solution to garbage. So I'm empowering you, the national UPSTU. Please, that garbage thing, don't let it die here. Bring it up, present it at whatever forum that you have, present it even if you're to present it to the president. This is one of the big problems the country is facing.